Well, hello there, Mean Boys listeners. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey, everybody.
This week we have the wonderful Ed Larson joining us in the studio.
Yeah, this is a real fun fucking episode.
Yeah, we worked with Ed on the Historical Roast show. It's coming out next year. We fell in love with the guy. He came to my bedroom, and we called him fat for like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And boy, are you guys in for a treat. Ed is fantastic. You can follow him online and listen to all his podcasts. The links for those will be in the show notes, as always. We are getting ready to do Snark Week pretty soon. That's coming up.
December 3rd through 9th. God help us all, Snark Week returns.
Tweet us any guests you want to come on, anything you want to see or hear. We're going to be playing the Monopoly game. We got some other fun stuff planned. Maybe do some with some of those D&D sheets that people sent us. So let us know what you want to see out of your Snark Week, because you guys paid for it. And, Keith's mother will be getting interviewed in December, and that episode's coming out Christmas Day.
Yeah, and I've vaguely talked to my mom about this. I'm going to work on plans when I'm up there on Thanksgiving visiting her, and we're gonna make this thing real.
Yep, and that's going to be pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
There's a thread over in the Reddit, our Mean Boys. If you'd like to ask any questions for Keith's mom, we'll be pulling all the questions from the Reddit. So
and if anyone wanted to ask my mom a question that is not related to, "Oh, you're going to fuck Tom," that would be amazing.
Mix it up. I think any sort of tomfuckery or dog bangery has probably been covered by your peers so far. So
it has been extensively canvassed.
If you want to ask her if she likes hibiscus or something, I mean, there's plenty of other avenues to explore. But yeah,
if you want getting hibiscus.
Yeah.
My mom sent me one of the best texts ever that I think you guys would enjoy, because it's my birthday today, and she always texts me right before my birthday to remind me that I took 36 hours to be born and ruined her life.
Yeah.
And she's like, I gave birth to you with no drugs, and that's probably why I did so many later on.
Well, I mean, the fact that it took 36 hours, no wonder she went on to have 10 abortions.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like, oh, no more of this.
Yeah, I mean, after one 36-hour...
She saved herself 360 hours of shitting out C- babies.
Yeah. 360 hours. That's like every episode of West Wing. That's nuts.
Yeah, you could beat Skyrim.
Yeah,
it would have taken her to
DLC included. So yeah, that's coming up. And leave us an iTunes review. In the meantime, just for fun, we'll figure out what the next big goal is. We gotta do some brainstorming there. We have some ideas. Including but not limiting to getting gay married and then later, shortly after, gay annulled.
Gay annulled.
The best kind of annulled. It's actually pronounced analled.
There it is.
Yeah, the two gay. You hear about that gay couple that got married? They just got it analled.
Gay divorce. AIDS.
Yeah. Sadie Deathflower writes, spaceship 5 stars. A spaceship landed on the water. Don't know what you're getting at there, but thanks for the review.
That seems like some Tom bullshit.
Yeah, but yeah, fucking sure. Why not? So anyway, that's the iTunes business. We're going to be rescheduling all our tour dates for next spring, late winter, early spring. So late February, early March is the time frame we're looking to get back out there on the damn road.
Yeah.
So go fill out that tour sheet. That is as always linked in the show notes of the program or everywhere online, near all your Mean Boys related platforms that you've come to know and love. You can pop over on the Discord channel moderated by our dear friend Alexis. Death to the Filth. I think maybe she's promoted some other people to mods. You can go talk about their day.
It is a shockingly active community out there, and not just like creepy weird shit. Like there's actually some very thoughtful discussions.
Yeah, you guys are just talking about how to drive your truck through the snow or whatever. It's cool. Yeah. And from my preliminary scanning, I can't read too much or I get self-conscious. But it doesn't seem like anyone's making bombs yet, so that's great news.
Yeah, no Nazis, no weapons.
Yeah, no Nazis, no explosives.
That's really the only rules of the Mean Boys fan base.
Yeah, no Nazi shit and no buying a lot of fertilizer.
Yeah, no Nazi shit and no violent terrorism.
We're looking at you, Big Meek. Kidding. So that's going on. And as always, follow us on Twitter and Instagram for more Mean Boys shit in your life. And give us a little subscription over on YouTube. Click a few buttons. Put a smile on our face. Legitimize us so that we can do bigger, dumber things.
Yeah.
And other than that, I think all you got to do... Oh, yeah, by the way, fucking Patreon rewards have been sent. Yeah. I mailed the patches last week. The stickers, I've just gotten the email that they are in today, so I'm going to go pick them up, pack those up, and get those sent over to you. So be on the lookout for those.
Oh, and real quick shout out to Dark Homunculus, who sent me a birthday card. That was very sweet. It was also a birthday card with a dog on it and had a lot of the kind of puns you'd expect.
Oh, wow.
Thanks / fuck you, bro.
What a great guy.
Yeah.
Good. Keep up the good work, Dark Homunculus. So yeah, and then the $25 boxes are also being made up to send out as soon as possible. And this month, I don't know, we might make lighters, we might make slap bracelets. I haven't really figured it out yet, but we're working on it. I'm doing some research. And we're getting caught up on everything. Thank you guys for bearing with us. And without any further ado, enjoy this week's episode with the lovely Ed Larson. Hey everybody, welcome to the Mean Boys podcast. I'm Connor McSpadden.
I'm Keith Carey.
And I'm...
Bigfoot if he was on his way to the gym.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That really is your vibe, is New Year's resolution Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's a bold outfit choice because you just look like a 2003 rapper. It's kind of...
You look like a Gigantopithecus that was like, I got a Vitamix. It's working out great.
This is my pretending to be on vacation outfit.
Okay, I like
What
it.
is a Gigantopithecus?
You look like you're like rewarding yourself with a beach day after murdering your wife in some part of the Eastern Bloc that's still largely unincorporated or regulated by law enforcement.
Russia wife murder self.
The Russia version of a beach is just you like sitting on a dump with an umbrella.
Well, the thing is, like, Adidas track pants and beard and long hair equal fucking off-the-books prostitutes beheaded in the trunk.
Yeah, you are running illegitimate donkey fights in a warehouse in the valley somewhere.
Oh, man. Nothing like a good kick to the head.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now I feel... Did we come on a bit strong?
Sorry, buddy.
No, it's a donkey fight.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Yeah.
No,
You look
no,
like
no.
we did a show to makeshift strip club in the valley years ago. It's a story we've told a bunch of times. But every guy in there looked like you. It was you had the same aesthetic.
I do try and like make myself really scary looking so I never have to fight again.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. You're like one of them puffer fishes.
Nobody fucks with me. It's
You're because like
wonderful.
I could be doing CrossFit and running 440s and just getting yoked, or I could just give off that wild card energy that says this guy keeps a tire iron duct taped to his shin underneath his pant legs.
I do
Let's
cover
leave
my
him
house
alone.
in weapons.
Yeah, and for the listening audience,
Now, is that a safety thing, a man-child thing, or just a matter
it
of
feels
convenience?
good. It feels good.
Yeah.
I got this kitty clumper I got when I was in Africa.
I'm sorry, a what?
A
kitty
kitty
clumper?
clumper? It's a Zulu hunting stick. It's made out of pure ebony, and it's got a
And
ball on the end
and
of
it's
it.
not
Kitty
used
clumper-
to pick up poop. Like
Yeah, a
I
kitty
thought for
clumper
sure.
sounds like it's a baseball bat with like a nail through it that you use to kill cats in the neighborhood.
Kind of like that. It's got a ball.
Kitty
it's got a
Clumper.
ball
Kitty
with a point-
Clumper's an autistic Bond girl. Hi, I'm Kitty Clumper.
Chocolate milk, shook up, not normal.
Bosco, not oval thing. You want to bang now, Mr. Spy? So you have a kitty clumper. It's a big ebony, like fuck you up, like
Yeah,
stick.
it's got a little ball on the end of it with a spike on the end of the ball, and it's made of like a lion's chasing you down. You just slap it in the temple, and it dies.
You know that day-to-day problem.
Jesus Christ.
Good thing you have one of those. I mean, like, if I saw a shoehorn in someone's house, I'd be like, where do you get off? But a kitty clumper, you're like, well, if I'm headed to the Rock and Roll Ralphs and all of a sudden the ocelot starts to attack me.
That's a
out of
pretty
the blue.
optimistic sales pitch for the kitty clumper. A fucking lion's coming at you. Don't worry, bro. You hit him one time in the head, he's done. Like, no. Here's what happens. You swing that thing, you thunk it against the lion. He's like, oh, now I'm going to murder you twice.
Now the lion is pissed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, you got to be strong.
Well, yeah, this is what we discovered. Ed worked with us. We worked with Ed rather on the fucking the historical roast show that's coming out on Netflix next year, and something would happen to Ed around midnight, where all inhibitions would just be dissolved. And you would
just get the fuck out of their attitude.
Exactly, yeah, and you would just
But every pitch got insane and brilliant.
you would just pitch from like that pure Egyptian part of your soul that they thought left your body at night. Like there's a very deep like African purity to what you were saying.
Yeah.
And you fucking said and I quote a few days ago, "Oh yeah, you can hit a goat with a hammer." And that we were just talking about like goats eating trash. It was for a joke we were working on. He's like, yeah, everyone knows goats eat trash. He goes, oh yeah, you can hit a goat with a hammer.
And you said it with the confidence of a man who has tested this theory. Like you're like, I can use this to clump goats as well.
The backstory, I had for this is that the one I created in my mind is that you went to stay at your grandfather's farm as a boy, and you got a little rambunctious and accidentally hurt one of the goats, but you were like 7, and they didn't want to make you feel bad. And you're like, oh, don't do it again, but it's fine. I mean, it's a goat. You can hit
As
a
the
goat
goat
with a
is just
hammer.
aggressively dead.
Yeah, and then they just
twitching. For some reason in my head, Ed is 7 years old, but still looks exactly the same as he looks now.
Yeah, no, Ed is
but
like,
wearing 7-year-old size clothes.
just
a
like
shirt up to your nipples, a hat with a propeller on it.
Yeah, just like you
a bloody hammer in your hand.
like you resized a photo of him and just made him short and tiny. So he's got the same dimensions, but he's just wearing, like kid clothes.
I really would be terrifying if I got on a public bus with a hat with a propeller on it.
It would be.
You're just like staring into the eyes of one person on the bus, and you just keep flicking the propeller.
That's the new viral video. 8 hours of walking as a whimsical Hagrid in Los Angeles.
Dear God, it's Tweedledoom.
Oh my God, where did he get those parachute pants? This guy's a menace.
Hey, anyone selling a bag of glass?
Just very loudly trying to buy meth.
Oh, not meth, just loose glass. I'm trying to give myself kung fu training and make my feet strong so I can kick through boards.
Jesus Christ.
That is how it goes.
Yeah, this is also a self-taught karate kind of a look, a little bit. This is some guy who's like, well, I feel like you can master the crane kick just through YouTube videos exclusively.
Man, I've been watching a lot of like Russian videos like with now this in Russia.
Yeah.
And this is how they dress.
yeah.
And I think I get most of my style from that. Just because exactly what you said. Just don't fuck with me attitude.
Yeah.
But like I'm also extremely comfortable at all times.
Yeah, I'm very jealous. I wish I had the confidence to pull off
The thing is, you don't look bad. You have this kind of pragmatic gutter swag that permeates your whole essence.
you
and
look
it's
wise
very
and
fun.
violent.
If you
You know what I
spend
mean?
a lot
Yeah.
of money on one article of clothing, the rest of it can be trash.
Yeah. No, that makes a ton of sense.
You just look like a guy that hangs out in the corner of a very sketchy nightclub and can help you with a very specific, very dangerous problem.
Yeah. You're the
like-
line of defense when the bouncer fails.
Exactly. You're like, oh, you need to have her fingerprints removed without her knowing? Well, talk to Lie Gloves Eddie.
Try chewing them off?
It's like a little piece of jerky. Ain't nothing.
Christ.
You just nibble the finger during sex, you get carried away, you only got to pull that off 10 more times, bada bing, bada boom, you black bag her, take her to the red room over in fucking Ukraine.
Man, I used to run a show in Coney Island, and those fuckers were scary.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, I had a freak show that I used to do.
I
in the
imagine
summer.
Coney Island is just the dark carnival the Juggalos have been describing, but,
It's
mixed with a Bruce
Russians. It's all
Springsteen song.
Russians.
Okay,
Yeah,
Russians and Chinese.
Coney Island, yeah, it's a bizarre place. I went there a couple times ago when I was in New York with my my girlfriend at the time, and we were like, "Oh, it'll be fun." And it was like October, so it was like not Coney Island ass season. And we get there, and it is just this like shuttered amusement park, and then just just a million dudes in tracksuits just looking
Oh,
terrifying.
yeah. Did you see the?
Ed looks like he lives on Coney Island, but it's the child soldier guy, not not the funnel cake island, the
Coney Island's called
AK-47.
Africa.
Yeah, the AK-47 in grass.
We
skirts
also have a hot
island.
dog eating contest. Whoever kills the most white men gets a hot dog.
Second prize is you're fired. Kill, kill, kill.
Glengarry Glen Coney.
K kill, K kill, K killing.
We need to rethink the anagram.
I drove here in a Hummer, Levine.
Why did you guys even invite me over?
Sorry.
No, I enjoyed it. No, this is great.
Anyway, you worked at a freak show in Coney Island. I can't believe we just glossed over that. We glossed over the best sentence that's ever been said in this house, like it wasn't a work of art.
No. I mean, Joseph Kony jokes are always okay in my book.
Oh, good.
But I used to run a show with Ben Kissel there over the summer. It's called the Dog Shit Circus. And I would
hell yeah, of course it is. It's also Ed's favorite cocktail and sex position. Make me a dog shit circus so I could go home and give my old lady the old dog shit circus. I got to wrap it up quick. I'm hosting dog shit circus tonight.
And then for breakfast, I'm going to have a dog shit circus.
Yep.
When you
It's
say
just
a
a
freak
waffle
show, was
with-
it like an actual freak show?
A dog shit circus is a waffle with Nutella on it that you eat in the nude.
What it was we had this regular show called Dog Shit, me and Kissel.
Okay.
And we would, and during the summer, we'd bring it to Coney Island, and then we'd hire some of the freaks to come perform, and then we'd bring in stand-ups like Mark Normand and Kurt Braunohler and all those gurus, and Murderfist would always close it out.
Oh, that's fucking
awesome.
awesome.
It was fucking awesome. It was so much fun every time. Angelica Insectivora, she was gorgeous, like the hottest freak you ever saw. Just half her face was covered in tattoos, and she had dreadlocks, and she just swallowed swords and breathed fire, and she was just like smoking hot. It was
How are you not married to this woman?
Yeah, how did you book a weird Dark Souls mini boss? You know what I mean? Like, damn, that's the number one henchman of the evil knight.
They also had a 300-pound snake woman that would just like play with a giant snake. Her name was Serpentina.
Oh, okay, I was picturing a lady with no arms. That was really long.
Just kind of rolling on the.
Yeah.
I was picturing some kind of like Jabba the Hutt type broad.
I like the idea that she, like, in her head, she was like, all right, I'm going to become the fattest woman, and that's my ticket to the freak show. Got halfway there and was like, I'm just going to buy a snake. And then it's like, why didn't I buy the snake when I weigh 180?
Yeah, my fucking knees are killing me.
Would have made the snake look bigger.
Hey, you think the tits will give you back problems? Try an anaconda, buddy, all right? There's no bra for snakes. I've looked.
Man, we did a show in Indiana earlier this year, and one of the guys, it was like this weird comedy festival thing, and it was like, I think Connor was headlining, I was like featuring, and then the guy up before us was like a freak. He was like one of those nail...
Pinheads.
Pinheads, is that what it is?
Yeah,
nail the wood or the nail into your nose or whatever.
Any of us can do it, by the way.
Yeah, it seems like a thing where...
we all have the cavities.
That's always been my thing. I'm like...
This is Ed trying to convince me
You
to
got the
smuggle
holes. Dun, dun.
You're trying to get me to smuggle black market Adderall in my ass to your fucking palace.
Here's what I've always thought is weird about that skill is, like, how do you practice? Like, you can do that wrong once and then you're dead.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. That was all the freak shit. It's just like you.
How many things do you got to find out you're bad at before you're like, I'm going to be the nail guy?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
People who just like do the meat hook suspensions.
Oh, those are rad.
That's
though.
fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
One wrong move and your life is.
Yeah, they're just like, oh no, my shoulder is still hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, man, the fucking I don't know, I don't get it, but God bless you. I
love
guess,
them.
You know?
I love them.
I get along with that kind of person.
Yeah,
you know
exactly. Bring everyone to the party. That's.
Oh, absolutely. No, I love people who do that insane shit. It just freaks me out.
I always felt like
anyone
roast
who like
battle
lives
needed
on the
freaks.
fringe of society to it tends to resonate with us.
That's
you
a
know
very
what I
good point.
mean?
What were you saying about roast battle?
I was like, roast battle needs freaks. I always felt like instead of like all those 5-minute stand-ups before the show, I know everyone gets time and it's nice.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
fuck them.
Yeah, I'm not getting booked.
You put a pinhead in that room,
Oh,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
would go nuts.
Well, that's the thing. We had the
All right, guys, before Eric Marino comes back up, this bitch going to set herself on fire. Enjoy. Hey, Coach T, play, I don't know, that fucking Big Sean song called Fire or something. You'll figure it out.
Well, we had we had the pinhead guy on our show in Indiana, and it was like the sports bar, like relatively packed up, and it's so funny to watch a freak bomb. Because he goes out there,
yeah.
he does, you know, they'll like patter before they do the fucked up thing. Because really the act is 30 seconds long.
Exactly.
But he nails the fucking thing into his head and doesn't even get like a polite applause. Everyone's just like, all right.
Who cares?
Yeah, where are my jalapeno poppers?
To set the stage for you, Edward, we're basically in like an Irish Buffalo Wild Wings that is attached to a minor league baseball stadium.
Oh, that sounds
While a
fun.
game is
That sure
going
wasn't.
on,
Oh, so
and
they did
nobody
not care
gave
about
a
you.
shit that this guy had nails in his face.
Why did they book you? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
I cannot be. They paid us way too much money, and we did a live Mean Boys there, broad daylight, with that happening, and we are getting electrocuted on stage by a transgender dominatrix, and everybody there is just like, all right, so can they put the game on the TV or?
I'm guessing the dominatrix was local.
Well,
Yeah, no, we didn't ship her in. We were like, all right, get in the box.
Well, here's the problem with us. Well, we'll never succeed. Is the whole time we're just going, I don't understand how they're not loving this. I was like, this is the best show I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, we went to the Jesus-iest part of Middle America and got shocked in the nipples. Clearly, you people are wrong.
Yeah.
I love that shit in the middle of the. As much as they pretend they don't, they love that shit.
Oh, it just goes underground and it ferments. That's all that happens.
Everywhere else was great about it. It was just Indiana sucks.
I was in Plymouth, Wisconsin, and I accidentally walked into a gay bar because it was the only bar open at 1 p.m.
Right.
And then I was just like, "You're having so much fun."
Yeah, Yeah.
You know, everyone's just sitting there they're yelling at sports, fucking playing checkers with each other, just like having a blast. And I'm just like,
Or did you? It sounds like you just wandered into the bar that the dudes from the Muppets drink at. You know, just
I have
old man games.
It was
and,
like that.
I have a theory about like small town, like middle American gay bars. I think here, because I don't like gay bars in California really, because they just feel like other shitty bars. And I think it's because you're allowed to just be as gay as you want all the time here. But when you're somewhere like Wisconsin where you have to like really combine all your gayness into one corral, like a gayness petting zoo, I think it just gets way more fun.
Yeah, out of like 40 people in the room, there's only like 3 smiles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you got to like get all your gayness out of your system, the pressure's going to mount and it's just going to erupt.
The gay purge.
Yeah, exactly. If you just release your gayness like steadily and openly throughout the course of a week, I mean, you're going to have a pretty mild-mannered evening out at the bar.
I think we're talking about gayness like it's a fart and you're trying not to ruin a room.
That's not how it works?
Yeah, you really want to just crop dust a hallway with homosexuality.
Oh, yeah, it's just when you skip on your way back from the bathroom.
Oh, fuck.
Have you ever skip farted?
No.
I cough farted yesterday at Disney. It was great.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right in
Did everybody
line, too,
notice?
little kid and shit. Fuck those. I love it.
Wait, you see you cough farted?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst because it always comes out too hard and it feels like a shotgun in
because
your
it
asshole.
wasn't supposed to happen.
When the little kids just think that you're like a weird mascot that they don't from a movie they haven't seen, and they're like, "Can I take a picture with him?"
Yeah, what happened to Winnie the Pooh?
I can see him being sixth lead on Wreck-It Ralph. I don't know. I didn't watch the movie that carefully. I'm 9.
I went on Splash Mountain by myself. I felt like I was mentally challenged. It was like,
Oh yeah.
it was like me and 2 little girls. And
Oh, God.
they took the picture going down. I'm behind them. I'm like, this is terrifying.
I was about to say, you got to get that picture. That's the most upsetting thing I've ever heard of.
I just love the idea of parents watching just you get on a log with their children. They're just like, well, Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah, like, well,
I'll get them back in one piece.
You come back in an empty log with no answers.
yeah, in about 4 minutes, we're going to find out if we have to spend tens of thousands of dollars on therapy.
Sorry, I blacked out.
I don't know. The last thing I remember was the owl was telling me to keep my hands inside the log. When I woke up and everything was red and all of it hurt.
I'm sorry. I thought this was the hog ride. I completely understand why you're so upset with me.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. I think we're all fired up. Should we get into the joke off?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ay, so topical.
Yeah, this is the whole podcast, Ed.
Great.
All right.
This is what I'm used to.
I'll kick it off this
Oh,
week.
please.
Researchers are claiming that driverless automobiles will lead to more people having sex in their cars. The study was published by J.D. Plower and Associates. J.D. Plower.
I like it.
I got something on the same
That would be weird fucking on like a freeway. That'd be like fucking on a boat. Because, I mean, what if it stops short, you know? Someone cuts you off and, you know, you fucking accidentally like tear through a vaginal wall because of the centrifugal force. I made out in a stationary car for the first time in a long time the other night, and I was just like, this is overrated. Like, this sucks.
I hate car. I got jerked off on a freeway by the girl who was driving once. That was fun.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Except
Yeah,
I came in my pants, and then we had to stop at a Jack in the Box so I could throw my underwear away.
I got roadhead like once, and I was like, this is the worst.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, we're gonna die.
Well, you're already bad at driving. Like,
I'm pretty good at driving.
You're the worst driver.
I'm pretty bad at getting my dick sucked. Is the main problem.
He just starts screaming. Yeah.
It makes
It's like how Native Americans think a photograph will steal their soul. That's what you think a blowjob does. Away from me, voodoo priest.
It just makes me uncomfortable a lot of the time, you know. So I'm just feeling guilty while I'm just trying not to kill people on the 15. And I was like, yeah, let's just table this discussion. That was when I realized I needed to grow up the other night, Ed, is when I was jaywalking in San Diego wearing Yeezys with a boner. And I'm like, you know what? That is
time to grow up.
Maybe it's time to close this chapter of my life to some degree.
Go to the bathroom behind a dump and, take care of it.
Yeah. I have cranked one out outside an abandoned fire station while I was on the road before.
Ed, what's the weirdest place you've jerked off?
That's a pretty infamous story from the Mean Boys canon.
All right, so on this topic,
Okay.
someone from Roundtable from years back talked about jerking off on the my old podcast, Roundtable Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Someone talked about, his name's Malachi. I probably shouldn't say his name, but I guess he already got fired, so it doesn't matter.
Oh,
talked
shit.
about how he was jerked off at work once, and he got a job at a school as a teacher, and he was doing a great job, and one of the parents was a Roundtable fan.
Oh, no.
And then heard that he jerked off and told the administrator and he got fucking fired.
Wait, he jerked
Whoa.
off at that school?
No,
Or
he didn't get jerked. And he jerked off at a job when he was like a teenager.
Well, that sucks. That they
I
fired-
know, yeah,
that's
and they
like-
fired his ass.
I don't know what Latin phrase describes how that violates his rights, but I know there is one.
Yeah.
You know, the one that says you can't prosecute something about it happened in the past. No takesies, backsies.
Yeah, fucking
Dominus.
Spanky and Majora.
Yeah, or something. Spanky and Majora.
Yeah, man. But it's all out there forever. It's so crazy. I couldn't believe it. Lord knows what I've said.
Yeah.
Here's what
It's
I'm trying to do.
terrifying.
I seriously have this conversation with myself sometimes where I'm like, if I just make it so it's impossible for me to get a real job by my public
You're gonna
actions,
have to do this.
I'll be more motivated to
Well,
be a
congrats.
good comedian.
I think you already did that.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
already naked on Comedy Central's YouTube page.
Yeah. Within 5 episodes of this podcast, we had pretty much scorched the earth on ever getting like a grown-up job again.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, I'll just have to keep figuring it out, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
at some point, if I have to become more racist, that's just how podcasting works.
It's his fault for trying to become a fucking teacher.
They,
Yeah.
they break you. They
You
break
fucking
you
loser.
until
Why are you
you-
trying to shape the minds of the future?
Yeah, they break you down until you become a Pepe guy, and then you get rich, and then you have some sort of weird Bitcoin scam, and, you know, people leak DMs of your penis. This is the arc of a podcaster's life.
Indeed, and I have your penis pictures if anybody wants them.
Oh, yeah, well, they're just the live ones.
Yeah. The worst your dick has ever looked.
Yeah, that's true. Well, those, at least everybody saw it, so it's not like there's, you know...
Yeah, it's a good point. It's
And you
already-
could be like, well, that's definitely not his dick at its maximum potential. So I can do some arguing from that place.
Right.
Yeah, I can pull some
only
Johnny
go up from there.
do a little Johnny cock ring. All right,
Ed,
guys.
you got one?
Yeah, I do. All right, so you guys know about the migrant caravan, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Soldiers were deployed to the border to greet the caravan of immigrants looking for a better life. For their sakes, I hope it's a Dodge Caravan.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing bad jokes. This is about to be a great episode. I got a couple.
What do you think the show is?
Yeah, the wildfires raging in California are the size of 16 Manhattans. To put that in perspective, 16 Manhattans is all I need to ruin the Tupperware party. You've always been a bitch, Karen. Press and seal my ass.
Drunk housewife Connor is my new favorite thing.
That's all I want, dude. I want to just be a domesticated, like, you know, bride of a rich woman, and I'll just, like, tutter around all day and be like, I changed the drapes. Did you notice? No.
Oh, man. A man is dead after choking during a croissant eating contest. So move over, AIDS. There's a new gayest way to die in town.
Eating a bunch of kind of good pastries really quick.
Yeah. Like they're made of flakes.
Yeah, you might as well just be eating glass. That's a circus freak, a guy who can eat 2 croissants in a row. I'll throw $5 at you for doing that, you fucking
How many
weirdo.
did he get down on? Did you read the whole article?
I didn't. They also led with the fact that he was like a Marine veteran.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, what a
That's how they
shitty thing
got
to
him?
rub in. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
Hell
fact-
Week and the Navy SEALs really prepared me to eat those croissants real quick.
Fucking Al Qaeda couldn't take him down, but Dunkin' Donuts handled it.
That's
Yeah.
really how Pat Tillman got it. All right. Should we go entertainment news, more politics, or
Let's go
sadness?
entertainment news.
Yeah, whatever you're feeling,
Entertainment news. All right. Roy Clark, rest in peace, of Hee Haw fame, died yesterday at 85. His last words were, "I'm going to suck my own dick if it kills me."
man. Hee-haw indeed.
Good.
Oh, God. I don't know if you guys saw this, but the Bat Kid who went viral after he saved San Francisco is now 5 years cancer-free. The lesser-known neuroblastoma Spider Kid is still dead from his 12-story fall onto the pavement.
Just swing.
Why did we think this would work? Well, no, my thing about the Bat Kid is I got to feel like everyone's, like, mad at him for living. So they're like, so he's going to pay us back for that whole... That was, like, thousands of dollars in, like,
You
fucking
think
roads.
they're mad at him?
I don't know, maybe. So they're like...
It's not an investment in death.
You know what? I would be so bummed out if I was that kid because I'd be like, now I have to do something with my life. Oh,
Yeah, you definitely have to go to college if you were Bat Kid.
Yeah,
Or at
that
least
sucks.
Write a Batman story or something.
Yeah, man. Just give him a comic.
This kid, though, I mean, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Speaking of death and
Cute-
superheroes,
cute little guy.
Marvel Comics legend Stan Lee has died. Great. Another idea he stole from Jack Kirby.
Oh, wow! Someone's really trying to go after the Mike Lawrence vote.
Well, actually, they shared credit, but he was not vocal in the press.
Much like John and Paul, they collaborated at times, but they're emotionally just co-workers.
This is our Mike Lawrence impression. You do Spider-Fig. Connor described it as like a fat kid with a good idea.
Yeah. You twiddle your hands excitedly like some sort of like gummy rancher, Mr. Burns.
There's no law that says you cannot dip a Pop-Tart in the cake frosting.
We call that a Marvel Speedball.
Well, the book was better than the book.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. It's the ultimate Mike Lawrence look.
Yeah, buddy.
He was also a bisexual comedian for a very long time.
Mike?
Yeah, when he was first starting
but he got
out.
over it. I'm
That was
very
his
proud of
He
him.
got married.
And that cured it?
That cured it. I think that cured it. I think he's just very confused with his own life when he first started doing stand-up.
I talked to him about it once. And I don't want to talk too much about his shit, but I was like, "Are you bi?" He's like, "I don't know. I mean, I sucked a dick." He kind of described it like I asked him how like Bohemian Rhapsody was. He's like, "It's fine."
That's funny.
I wouldn't buy it, but
Mike's wife is lovely. I've talked to her a few times about him, and when she talks about him, it's sort of like she's describing caring for an exotic bird she owns. Yeah. And she's just like, well, I think he's upset about his set. And I was like, why? And she's like, I just texted me, and I won't even say what he texted me. It was just funny. They have a very cute it's always funny watching someone I get this is probably how people feel when they see me date, is like someone who's so callous and inhuman, all of a sudden just like, well, yeah, I got you some Sherry's berries, and I've arranged them into the shape of a Green Lantern ring.
I went to dog sit for Mike once, and like he was like getting ready to go on. It was Valentine's Day. He was going out with his wife or whatever, and he's wearing like a nice sweater. It's the first time I've ever seen him without his ass crack out, and he just has this look of like a domesticated Frankenstein where he's like, oh, I guess my life is good. I will not burn this.
Yeah, when he was buying the tickets for Justice League, and it was like no belt, like pants sagging, just like gunt out, ass crack out.
He had more money than we've ever had, and also looked worse.
Oh yeah.
Like
Like you could have just gone shoelaces and fucking burlap if you at that point. It was just
He is true to his form.
Yeah. All right, you're up.
all right. You're up, buddy.
I'm up. Hold on 1 second. All right, we'll stay in the entertainment world here. Mark David Chapman up for parole again.
Entertainment, yes.
A guy in the eye story.
Entertaining.
A guy who really liked a movie as entertainment news.
Mark David Chapman up for parole said he used hollow point bullets when he shot Lennon because he didn't want to hurt him. He didn't want to get him hurt. He just wanted him to die. You know what, Mark? I never saw it that way. We forgive you.
That was quite the gesture, Mr. Chapman.
Man, when we were in New York, we went by the what's
Dakota.
it called? The Dakota, yeah. We were like, oh, we'll go check that out. Mm-hmm. And man, do they have security out there. Man, do they not play anyone's bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
40 years later or whatever.
We stood there for like 4 seconds with a camera trying to make like a funny video, like talking about where we were. And they just come in, they're like, absolutely fuck off.
I'm like, what? I'm just disrespecting a beloved dead man.
Yeah.
What's the
I
problem?
didn't kill him.
Come on, be cool.
We all know it was Ringo. He MK Ultra'd some fat guy.
Can you believe that he's still getting parole opportunities, though?
Yeah, I mean,
Just leave him in jail
That is
forever.
funny. Dana Gould had a funny bit about. You think the night before he goes up for parole, Charles Manson's like, "Hey, Charlie Manson, nice to meet you." Like he's all like practicing in his cell.
yeah, I know. What
Dana
is
Gould.
that? What does that meeting even look like? Where it's Mark David Chapman just like, yeah, I know. Goodbye.
And they're just like, "Hey, Mark, still painting those creepy drawings of kids dressed like clowns?" He's like, "Sure am." And they're like, "All right, see you in 10 years."
Cut to he walks in one day and the parole board is just the Rolling Stones, and he's like, "Finally, I got a shot."
Mick Jagger is serving. He gets pulled to be his local parole advisor.
liked your work, mate.
All right.
Solid.
Guys, I don't know if you saw Hasbro's under fire for what many are calling an insensitive new edition of their popular game, Millennial Monopoly. The game features the controversial community chess card, Hooray, Your Grandma's Dead, so you can sell her old dresses to folk musicians on Poshmark.
Ooh.
You can play as like a hashtag and a crying emoji.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, it's very, very offensive.
Man, I hope everything just cost way more than it cost in the original version, but you still get the normal amount of
Like,
money.
were
to
we
start
this
with.
meta about like the generational gaps, like in the old time? Was it just like, whoa, check out the new Baby Boomer Pyrex cooking set?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Pepsi got on Generation Next.
Oh, was that
Generation
Yeah.
X.
Was that a thing?
That was
yeah,
definitely a thing.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, Generation X, the second that was coined, it felt like every company was like, Daddy wants a piece of that.
Yeah. Now, millennials is much worse than Generation X as like
Yeah.
a term.
Because the entire conceit of the public conversation is you're lazy and retarded.
Which is funny,
And you work for an app because you're dumb and not because the world is there's nothing for you.
because we automated the world and didn't take care of anyone in it.
Yeah.
Generation X was just like skateboards, and you said "dude" too much.
Well, yeah, no, and now the whole making fun of millennial thing is like, look at this idiot who can't grow anything in the earth we salted. Well, yeah, suck my dick. I have a podcast. It's one of 4 jobs that don't actively kill babies. Kick a rock.
We may talk about it constantly.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, a Catholic priest is under fire for comparing sex to pizza, particularly since he said the best place to get both is Chuck E. Cheese.
Hey. I did a Pizzagate episode for Conspiracy the Show the other day with Adam, and yeah, like their whole what they've decided, they walnuts was like code for black kids, apparently, according to their little diction, and maps meant semen.
What?
Maps?
I don't know why maps would be semen.
Because there's a lot of, I guess, water on a map.
I'm thinking of like the
I didn't think of that.
I'm thinking of like the subway map with all the weird errant lines, and I'm like, okay, yeah, like a load could look like that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
tendrils.
yeah. It was very strange. And
Cummy
cheese
tendrils.
was little girls, and I forget what little
Feels like
boys
cheese
were.
should have been semen.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of oversight in the pedophile code.
Yeah.
I didn't write it, thankfully. I would have punched it up for $200. Every guy's like, yeah, I'm doing some freelance work. Yeah, they're trying to come up with this little wink wink nudge nudge kid fucking logistical speak just for emails in case they get leaked. So yeah, I'm working on that, and then yeah, I got a
Trying to write a
commercial
pilot.
audition. Yeah, doing mics.
I have another podcast I do called The Brighter Side, and what we do is you try to find the brighter side of everything. And I had this one time, I'm like, all right, I gotta figure out, because I'm real big into prison justice, in justice reform and all that shit.
Oh, I thought you meant prison justice, like killing somebody with a screwdriver because they betrayed the Aryan Brotherhood.
Prison justice.
I'm not
Whoever's the best
opposed.
at sharpening toothbrushes can rule the block.
Yeah. So basically, if you want to send someone to jail and they should come out rehabilitated, then we should look at everything. So I was like, well, what about child molesters?
Right.
You can't kill them. So what's going on? So
Can't kill them, can't eat them. I'm out of ideas. Yeah.
So I found this child molester online, and there was a child molesting support group, and for a bunch of child molesters, and I interviewed them.
Oh,
And
I've been talking about doing this for a long time. How'd it go?
It was very interesting. I will not release it just because I didn't it was a very.
This is just in the Ed's black file. You know?
I do keep it on my computer.
That's
my computer gets
kind of.
wiped.
I want to hear this.
I'll let you. I'll send it to you.
I won't
But
put
yeah,
it anywhere,
Yeah,
but
Oh,
yeah.
man,
no,
have you heard
it's-
the Larson tapes when he starts talking about putting those starbursts on the end of a fishing pole? It's creepy.
But what it is, they get together once a week and they talk about their want to fuck kids, so they don't do it.
Yeah.
And the guy who does it, who holds it, it sounds like a decent idea.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, I've seen
in
these. There's
theory.
non-acting pedophile forums, and it's a real head scratcher because you look at it and you go, okay, well, I guess the alternative is fucking kids. And maybe this helps.
yeah.
So, all right, or is this just
Yeah, where
thinking
you
about it
draw
too
the
much?
line on that is so
Yeah.
fucking weird, though.
The
Yeah.
Louis Theroux documentary about pedophiles, where they basically just put them in this weird, fucking country club warehouse kind of a thing, where they just they have a program that you can try to complete to try to find housing and stuff, and they put you away from kids and all this shit. But
Right.
it's very hard to get out, and most of them are just yeah, I'm stuck here forever. I just play ping pong with the other pedophiles and read National Geographic. That's what most of them seem to do.
about all you can do.
I
with
know,
it,
it's-
I think.
Well, he has to read
crazy
National
weird.
Geographic. They stopped making Disney Adventure.
And there's this guy has these paintings of 9-year-old ballerinas. He's like, I didn't even realize these could be seen as erotic. And he's just popping his boy pussy in a fucking onesie. Just I'm so good at dancing. And he's like, what? I love ballet. And I'm like, oh, do you?
Oh, no.
Do you, blonde mustache man? Do you love ballet so much?
Oh, man. The
Jesus
dude I
Christ.
interviewed, I think his name was Nickerson, which is weird. Is his last name, but he had a hook for a hand.
Whoa.
On top of being like,
Wait,
What do the kids get bitey?
I like that Ed won't release this, but he just gave a description of a guy of which there's only one in the world. Dude's named Nickerson with a hook hand. There's at most 7 of those, and they're all going, "God damn it!"
I'm not releasing it, not for him. I could give a fuck about his life. I'm worried about people thinking I'm a pedophile giver.
Oh, that's well. This should clear.
You know
it up.
we're releasing this, right?
Yeah, but this is fine. You know, this,
okay,
this
great.
is all right. You know, I'm obviously against it.
That's Ed, I notice you've been just petting a Barbie the entire time you've been here.
This is how we get the juicy scoops on the podcast. Is you come over and you see my room and you go, "No one listens to this shit," and then you realize like it actually is somewhat popular with the people that enjoy it. And you're like, "Whoa, people heard that,
Man, a hook-handed man named Nickers.
Yeah, hook-handed pedophile. I mean, that's got to be hard as a pedophile because you're always popping the balloons you're using as bait.
I mean, kids like... Look, kids like pirates. Like,
That's a good point.
Which they shouldn't.
no, I mean, clearly, yeah.
They don't have
Plundering.
Did you go yet? Is it my turn?
It's Ed's
It's
turn.
my
It's
turn.
Ed's turn,
All right,
okay.
okay. 1 out of 10. Oh, speaking of, little kids, 1 out of 10 people that work at Disneyland are homeless. What I want to know is when in the history of time did people who work outside of a castle were not mostly homeless? This seems like an improvement.
That's so good. That's also so true. I worked at Disneyland
That's
for
one of
like
the best.
5 years.
That's one of the best feudalism
Yeah.
jokes that's ever happened on the podcast.
Yeah, and fucking, I knew a couple people who were literally living in their car in the employee parking lot.
Oh,
Oh,
my
man.
god.
Because it was open 24 hours because they have like night shift and stuff. So yeah, they would just kind of like go shower at the gym. They would come sleep in K-Lot and then they
We
would
got
go
to
to
talk.
work.
This is what I'm going to record with Nicole.
I was just talking to her last night about it. Yeah, because we both
I didn't
worked
know
there.
you worked there too.
I did, yeah.
What'd you do?
I worked attractions at California Adventure, and I worked at a restaurant in Disneyland proper.
Oh man.
Yeah, and
if you're free and want to come by, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, fuck it.
Hell yeah. That sounds great.
Oh yeah, backroom show business deal. Well, you want to talk about pissing in Gatorade bottles next to the mouse?
Oh man,
Let's get these mics hot.
Dude, some of the shit I've gotten up to at Disneyland, like I have railed OxyContins on the Disneyland Railroad. That is a real thing. I'm just fucking. Me and my buddy did a line while we were going through the dinosaur tunnel, and then we went and clocked in. Like that's.
I had one of the most hurtful experiences of my life at the Train at Knott's Berry Farm where they have the fake robbers come on.
Yeah.
It's me and my 3 buddies, and it's our little graduation present. We always like going to Knott's. We all went to Knott's when we were 18. And this guy gets on, he looks at us, he goes, 3 guys, no girls. You guys don't have any money. And he just keeps walking. I was like,
You got dunked on by an old timey burglar.
I got owned by a fucking novelty reenactor? What?
You got owned by the day shift best actor in Buena Park.
Yeah. Fucking
Christ.
sucks. All right, guys. Iran has executed 2 men for hoarding over 2 tons of gold coins. Sonic Mahmoud al-Hedgehog and Knuckles Hamid were hanged in a public square for their offense.
I genuinely thought it was going to be the same joke, but a Scrooge McDuck situation.
No, yeah, it's just Sonic Mahmoud al-Hedgehog.
Michael Lawrence kicks down the door. Well, technically, Sonic had rings and not coins, so your premise is invalid.
Have you ever done the thing where you Google your name and then the hedgehog, and someone has created a whole elaborate backstory for a hedgehog named Keith that's friends with Sonic somehow?
Oh, no.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. It's kind of a bummer. I think Connor the Hedgehog is like a gay one.
Well, the Sonic...
kind of fun.
I did some research
Well,
on
there's
this.
lots of hedgehog porn.
Well, the Sonic the Hedgehog expanded universe is somehow both very gay and very like Christian and Mormon somehow.
That makes
like there's
sense.
some weird, I forget what it is, but there's some weird entanglement where like the Mormon community really loves Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, yeah. Here's Connor the Hedgehog. Wow, he's an edgy guy.
Oh man.
Oh man, yeah. No,
Relationships, none as of now. I'm on the Sonic Fan Chara Wikia, which whatever godforsaken place that is.
I would rather be dead than know any of the information I'm getting looking at your computer.
Connor's more of a cocky person when fighting, but when needed, he's very polite and kind of a ladies' man. Oh, that kind of
it's kind of accurate.
that doesn't sound
This hedgehog fucks.
okay. I like this guy. He's known for his speed. He's more distant and not very friendly.
This is actually a shockingly accurate assessment of you.
He has a podcast called... Oh, wait a minute, you guys. How did you know? He has very bad anger issues, which can be good or bad for him, depending on his opponent.
Ooh.
Oh. What does that mean, you fucking assholes? All right,
I got my last one here. A man is being sued by his ex-girlfriend for, quote, stretching her vagina with his giant penis. The man plans to respond to the lawsuit as soon as he's done framing his court summons and hanging it over the fireplace.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Like, see that?
Yeah.
Is there some kind of certificate? You do a benefit show for the troops? Nah. Read on, my friend.
Fucking poor girl never sat down again.
My dong is criminally large.
Looked like a tent without the poles.
Well,
Slaps
speaking of the
akimbo.
polls, all right, there's a recount going on in Florida. They would have been done already, but all the pens are filled with barbecue sauce, and someone sucked on 4,000 pounds.
That's the best thing.
I want to say about
Barbecue sauce pens. That's also what you vape out of, a barbecue sauce pen. Oh yeah, mesquite. That's got
of all the shitty things people have said about the house when they've come in. Ed had the best one. We were walking over here. I was like, "Welcome to our terrible house." He's like, "Nah, it's good. It reminds me of Tallahassee."
the stripper you met that died of opium.
All right,
Tallahassee. All right, guys, the company behind Oreo cookies is under fire from Greenpeace for its deforestation practices that are destroying the habitats of orangutans. This explains the company's new slogan, orangutans, milk's least favorite monkey. They are the enemy of milk. They will be eradicated if we need some palm oil to make the treats. Double stuff, triple stuff, no monkey stuff.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Man, it's funny because you pull up the Reddit news wall to fucking write your jokes for this, and you're like, oh, cool, cookies are killing monkeys.
I enjoyed my one brief respite from this terrible waking nightmare, and now 1,000 apes are dead.
I was talking to a girl about how, like, I missed the Obama administration for, like, just where 1 week the story of the week would be, a girl that goes to Duke is doing porn. And we'd be like, whoa, what does that mean? There's no time for fun ones anymore. It's just like, yeah, I fired the other guy, and now it's, Hitler or whatever. And I'm like, can someone that have cancer and be a superhero again? Like, what happened to that? That was fun.
We did stop that. I think he did. That is the one thing that kid did kill. Was the Make-A-Wish.
Yeah,
that was the last wish.
You kind of, you kind of can't top it, you know. So I mean, and now if you do one, it'd be like, oh great, yeah, he's kind of the Hulk because you made a really light, plastic car for him to throw at its dad.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
It's gonna be sad when he's Batman, like in a wheelchair.
Oh, so he's Batgirl at that point.
Yeah, when he's just Batman that's skinny and has erectile dysfunction because of his blood issues. And I was on the news.
Jesus Christ. All right, well, that's it for the Mexican Joke Off the Mean Boys podcast. We'll be right back after this.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to NBC's live coverage of the 2018 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. It's a beautiful autumn morning for the millions of people watching today on the streets of New York City. I'm Jennifer Terwilliger, and I'm joined in the booth by the newest member of the NBC family, Karnak the Blood Feaster.
Wretched pig children, hear me in despair. I have taken control of your holiday broadcast, replacing the fallen Matt Lauer. As we speak, Lauer swims in the lake of fire, where he is surely being penetrated by innumerable hordes of vicious boner piranhas.
Great to have you, Karnak. We're here overlooking Columbus Circle, and right now the Keller High School Marching Band from Keller, Texas is making their way up 59th Street.
Ha ha ha! It is laughable to call this meager collection of braying brass and whimpering woodwinds a marching band. When Karnak leads his hordes into battle, he is accompanied by the Band of the Damned, the souls of 1,000 bards trapped in purgatory, forced to score the forthcoming bloodshed on instruments made of flesh and bone, a drum of human skin, a xylophone fashioned from the ribcage of a still screaming woman. But we do also make the fat kid play the tuba, so perhaps we are more alike than I thought.
Terrific. We asked the millions of people watching at home to tweet at Macy's Parade and tell us what they're thankful for on this holiday season. This one comes to us from at HockeyMom63. She says, I'm thankful for Brisk Autumn Days, my teachers at the DeVry Institute, and of course, my cat Fluffernutter. What are you thankful for, Karnak?
Gratitude is for peasants and lepers. I have received nothing that I have not earned. all of the many blessings Karnak possesses were pried from the hands of his slaughtered foes.
Well, that is something I think we can all agree on. Oh, and here comes the first of this year's balloons. Tourists from all around the world come to see their favorite characters come to life over New York City. Karnak, why don't you tell us a little bit about this one?
Quivering blood dumplings cower in the shadow of the hellhound Snoopy, followed shortly thereafter by his so-called master, the spineless castrato Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown, you are a buffoon and an embarrassment. Your dog engages in aerial combat while you waste away on the ground. You have been made a cuckold by the little red-haired girl, and you return time after time to be mocked by the bitch queen Lucy and her infernal football trickery. If you cannot kick the football, kick her in the cervix.
And, of course, Snoopy's bird friend Woodstock isn't far behind.
Nobody fucking likes Woodstock.
And just as a quick reminder, today's broadcast of the parade is sponsored by Target. Don't miss this year's doorbuster sales for the biggest Black Friday savings around.
Finally, Black Friday, something I recognize. The celebration of the day when I climbed to the top of the highest mountain and strangled Lumos, the god of the sun. With his reign ended, the realms were plunged into eternal darkness, and the great and all-consuming blackness swallowed up the last traces of joy in the trembling hearts of my subjects. And so to celebrate, every year, TVs are cheap as fuck.
What a delight. And now, of course, stay tuned after the parade for the NFL on NBC as the Detroit Lions take on the Green Bay Packers. Karnak, what do you say you and me go out after the parade and throw the old pigskin around?
Fool! One does not toss the pig's skin. You toss the skinned pig. It's like you don't even know what Thanksgiving is. Are you drunk?
You said it.
It's 11:30 in the morning.
Oh, and this is exciting. This next float is actually sponsored by NBC. And as the newest member of the team, we decided to let Karnak here be in charge of the design.
Behold, my finest work!
This balloon is entitled The Flaying of the False Prophet and depicts everyone's favorite son of God, Jesus Christ, being skinned alive by what appears to be a pterodactyl made of sewn-together fetuses. According to my notes, the float is intended to drive the minds of mortal men to blabbering madness, confronted with the staggering cruelty of the one true blood feaster. Weep now, you maggots, under the boot of Karnak, and ask yourselves, who will you pray to as your god bleeds? Fun!
Interesting fact about this balloon, it stands 666 feet tall and is the first float in Macy's parade history to be 100% filled with hornets instead of helium.
Good luck following that shit, Pikachu. And I understand you have a holiday special debuting tonight after the game. Is that correct?
Your plug is efficient and appreciated, Jennifer. Indeed, I herald forth a new and whimsical holiday special that will be beloved and revisited for years to come under penalty of disembowelment. You've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Now get ready for Knife in the Wife.
I know I'll be watching. Well, my volume just started kicking in, and I'm starting to brown out, so I guess we should go to commercial. But before we do, let's go down to the street where we're about to hear a song from the cast of Broadway's newest smash hit, SpongeBob SquarePants the Musical.
Ah, no! Release the Hornets!
And welcome back to the Mean Boys Podcast. We return with a round of one of our favorite games. Which of the following? So this game works. It's very easy. We have a topic. I'm going to give you 4 things. 3 of them are real. 1 of them is fake.
Okay.
You got to figure out which one Keith made up.
Exactly. Now
It's you against me here. This is a game of skill
that we have never kept score on.
Do we buzz in or just
No,
whoever
you-
says it first?
You guys both guess. Yeah.
Oh,
it's a
okay,
multiple
If you
choice
win,
type
you
thing.
can take one thing out of my room.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I give credit to this one. Pat Barker, friend of the show, fat man of note, host of the Pat and Jeff Like Sports podcast, posted the thing on Facebook. It was an article from a magazine called McCall's from 1958, from an article called 129 Ways to Get a Husband. And it is a list of fucking ways that women can go about getting a man to marry them, and they're about as bad as you'd think and maybe worse.
Yeah.
So we got a few rounds, and again, 3 of these are real in each round. 1 of them I made up.
Okay.
So let's start round 1. Which of the following is not a real advice piece written in this magazine about how to get a husband? A, get lost at a football game.
Oh, that's how you get murdered.
Yeah. B, get a sunburn. C, don't tell them about your allergies. Or D, skip lunch.
Ooh, skip. These are all pretty bad.
That's the thing. There's no good answer.
I'm going to go with the made-up one is skip lunch.
Okay.
Skip lunch.
Get lost in football. Get a sunburn. These are two. The only one that sounds like something anyone would even say is skip lunch. So I feel like I should pick skip lunch because like you could write that, but I don't like what. Where would you be like get a sunburn to find?
Yeah, I feel like get a sunburn almost makes sense because you got to wear less clothes. So you're showing
that's a good
off.
point.
You got to show off, your burn.
I thought the idea
Get
was
lost at a football game. Obviously, there's lots of men. You like football too? Well, let's talk.
That's what you want to do. Get cornered in a stadium full of men.
I thought the idea was like find some square-headed dude to lather you up with tonics after you're burnt up. But
all right. Well, the correct answer is skip lunch.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
All right. Now they start getting a little shittier. Round number 2, A.
It's like no person would ever say that. So no monster could conceive.
And I want to point out,
Lunch?
skip lunch was not technically on there, but there are about 5 that boil down to be less fat.
Yeah, you look like Zeus, who only punishes people for skipping lunch. You've reserved your lightning bolts for. That was perfectly good pastrami, you oaf.
You're throwing chicken nuggets shaped like lightning bolts.
yeah.
Shall not skip lunch.
I am Zeus and also a robot.
I am Judeo-Christian Robo-Zeus. I love sandwiches. The show's going great.
Round number 2, which of the following is not a real piece of advice on how to get a husband? A, don't be afraid to associate with more attractive girls. They may have some leftovers.
Oh, my God.
B, read a book in public with a puzzled expression. Men love explaining things to women. C,
We do, though. That's the fucked up thing is that I love explaining things to women.
Give me something to talk about.
C, wear a Band-Aid. People will always ask what happened. Or D,
Oh, this girl puts up with abuse. Seems like a keeper.
or D, if your mother is fat, tell him you take after your father. If your father is fat too, tell him you're adopted.
See, that one also seems like you could come up with it, but I don't know. That one feels
What
more
was
real.
B again? What was B?
B was read a book in public with a puzzled expression. Men love explaining things to women.
What was C? I think I'm going C.
C was wear a Band-Aid. People will always ask what happened.
I'm going C.
Okay.
What was A? I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't worry about it. A was don't be afraid to associate with more attractive girls because they may have some leftovers.
I'm going to go A is... Seems like it was written by you.
All right, we're going A. We're going C. The correct answer, B, read a book in public with a puzzled expression.
Oh, damn.
Man, they
Well,
actually
now
wrote
Keith is-
have leftovers in the 50s?
Dude, it's haunting. All right. Round number
They're
3.
calling them like grenades and shit, but they're like, they might have a few bouncing betties left over, just like with weird period terminology.
Round 3, all nautical edition.
Ooh.
Which is another way to get a husband. A, advertise for a male co-owner for a boat. B, learn to clean and scale fish. C, pretend to drown near a naval base. Or D, stow away on a battleship.
3 of these are real as fucking up. Well, one of them is just like wait for a hunky swimmer to save you.
Yeah.
Just learn how to survive.
Yeah,
One is commit treason.
Yeah, do Red Dead Redemption shit and come out smelling of brine after preparing your loose fish.
The other one's own a boat.
The other one is if you want to meet a husband, enter into a long-term business agreement with a stranger. I've got 8 loans.
I want to marry
and nothing to do on Saturday.
I want to
This is
marry a man who
backfired.
can afford exactly half a boat.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with clean a fish is made up.
Well, you know what BOAT stands for? Bust out another titty. Blah, 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 blah. I gotta go. No, not clean a fish. I'm gonna say stow away in a battleship.
All right, the fake one. C, pretend to drown near a naval base.
Damn.
I really thought that was real.
Keith,
Unfortunately.
you would be crushing it in like 50s BuzzFeed.
Oh, dude, I would rocket this shit.
Yeah, and then like 30 years later, people are like, you know, the guy who wrote all those sexist articles is actually gay as shit, and they'd be like, yeah, weird.
Surprise!
Turns out he just reduced women to a very, solvable constant.
Yeah, if
and,
anybody asks, it's satire or whatever.
You'd
worked
also
out great.
Be good at pretending to drown outside of a naval base.
Yes, pretending. Round number 4.
They'd be like, one of those guys we were experimenting on escaped. Project Walrus is going down.
I was going to say,
Call the Japanese. We got one in the water.
Just dodging spears. Oh, I just wanted to fuck.
They use your oil to make plastics for weird dashboard figurines.
Oh, now I'm
cats.
perfume.
Do you know that the most valuable oil in a whale is in its brain?
Well, that just sounds like a guy who's like a pickup artist for whales. He was like, the most valuable oil is in the brain. He's like, oh, he really likes me for me, harpoon.
How many whales did they kill before they figured that out? Like, how long before you're like, I don't know, let's see what's going on with its fucking brain?
Well, no, then the weird guy in the boat who was stabbing it in the head was like, you all laughed at me. You didn't think the brain oil was going to burn brighter, hotter, and longer, but you were dead wrong, sister.
Your fucking brain's on fire, dude.
Yo, you ever eat that fucking whale brain, kid? It's fucking bonkers.
Yeah, that's like their lamp is they just have like a glass jar with a flaming whale brain in it.
Hi, welcome to Japan, where everything's fucking weird.
Hey, could you get the light? I'm trying to go to sleep. Oh yeah, let me put out the whale brain jar.
Round number 4. Which of the following is not a real way to get a husband? A. Pretend your dog is lost and get a man at the park to help you find it.
Man,
B.
this is sad.
Paint your name and number on your roof and say, "Give me a buzz, pilots." C. Bribe a Ferris wheel operator to get you stuck at the top of the Ferris wheel. Or D. Stand on a busy street corner with a lasso.
What? With a lasso?
Yeah.
We're trying to get a rodeo clown to save you?
Yeah, I don't know if you're trying to show that you can do tricks or if you're just roping a man at that
Cowgirls are sexy.
Well,
Yeah, but if you saw one on a corner, you'd have more questions than arousal.
I like a girl that can ride a horse. Like
but
a rope climber.
I like a nice briny vagina that's just been in hot denim for hours.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just dust, and it just in there. It just smells like a bad garage.
That's what you want, just a horse-chapped woman.
Yeah.
Someone who knows how to bale some hay. That's what I need in my life.
Well, here's a question: how do rodeo clowns get pussy?
I gotta figure,
I
but
feel
it's
like
not good pussy.
there's got to be. That's kind of like the drummer of the rodeo, Where
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's probably a few girls that are just very into it. You know what I mean?
I mean, comedians get pussy, so presumably
you get
that
caught
would-
cheating with a rodeo clown. There's just a face print of makeup on the pillow that you've turned upside down before your husband gets home. You're like,
They use the fucking bottle of seltzer to get her wet.
My husband's coming home. He just jumps in a barrel.
he's got a squirting flower of lube. The husband's chasing him out of the house. He's like, whoa, just doing waggy love. I tried to make out to Yakety Sax the other night.
Oh, yeah.
Just to see if we could.
How far did you
Ended
get?
up laughing too much. It was really, really no way to do it.
Yakety yak. Touch my sack.
It was too funny.
Jesus.
It was a good time though.
Yeah.
Did you grab her tits at least?
Yes.
That's what you have to do when that song's on.
Why? Well, mostly what I did was chase her tits between a series of close together doorways while they changed outfits. They came out and she was like, is that a different bra? How does this going
There's a
on?
gorilla on a bike for some reason. The Oreos aren't going to get me.
How did that SS agent get in my butt? This is the worst hookup ever.
Right.
What were the options again? I forgot.
Pretend your dog is lost. Get a man at the park to help you find it.
Okay.
Paint your name and number on your roof and say, "Give me a buzz, pilots." Bribe a Ferris wheel operator or stand on a street corner with a lasso.
I'm going to say give me a buzz, pilots.
Give me a buzz pilot seems fake.
That is real. The fake one is pretend your dog is lost.
Really?
God damn.
That seems logical to me.
They're swinging for the fences in the 50s.
Yeah. Last one are
You
these.
show up to a park, you let your dog go. I'm like, oh,
That's actually
no.
not a bad piece of
Yeah,
advice.
yeah,
That's why I
No,
thought
yeah.
of it. Last one. Are these all real or all fake? A. Be friendly to ugly men. B. Read the obituaries to find eligible widowers. C. Point out to him that the death rate for single men is twice that of married men. Or D. Stand in a corner and cry softly.
Nothing gets the boys rattled up like stats.
I'm going to go those are real because I feel like they have to be.
I got to go real, yeah.
Yeah, of course they're real. I really just wanted to point out, stand in a corner and cry. Like, if you really want to get a man to marry you, be a Victorian ghost orphan.
Well, who forwarded Nicole Buchanan this article is what I want to know. This is like her entire playbook.
She's adding and cry softly to all of these techniques.
Yeah. Paint my roof while crying softly.
Jesus Christ. Well, that's
Lose-
which of the following.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Who won? I think we tied.
I think we tied as well.
You know what that means? Nude arm wrestling. All right. Yeah, we'll be right back with all your questions, comments, and voicemails in the Mean Boys mailbag right after this, ladies and gentlemen.
You're listening to NBC. Thank you for tuning in to 89.9 non-player character public radio. This is This Digital Life. I'm your host, the guy in the first town you get to that gives you the map. If you're like me, you probably have a pretty comfortable daily routine. You walk aimlessly in a public place between predetermined locations and then disappear abruptly when it gets dark. You wait around to be interacted with, wondering if the player character will explore your entire conversation tree, all the while quietly hoping they don't pick the phrase that makes you get mad and stop talking to them, therefore dooming you to an eternity of black silence somewhere within the game's code. When your moment in the sun comes, if it even does, you have nothing left to do afterwards but try to think of something new to say when the PC comes back into town after beating the main quest and everyone's dialogue changes for some reason. Or perhaps you're a quest giver. Sure, you've got a few more outcomes to look forward to, but there's always a chance that your quest will be too time-consuming, or too boring, or not rewarding enough for the PC to want to complete. You may be left waiting for the PC to come back forever, too distracted by downloadable content and the glory of multiplayer action to fulfill your sole purpose. This callous hound leaves you gazing broken into the distance, like a sailor's wife waiting for eternity for his ship to come into harbor one last time. Maybe you're lucky enough to be a killable character in an open-world game. Those gunned down for the gold in their pocket and the clothes on their back may be the luckiest of all, as they will know the warm embrace of death. Whatever your situation, today we talk about PCD and how it changes us. Player character-induced depression affects nearly 1 million NPCs, but you are not alone, until they uninstall the game to make room for more porn.
Quang! Ladies and gentlemen, the Mean Boys podcast returns, and it is time for the Mean Boys mailbag.
It's a Mean Boys mailbag. Fuck everything. God is dead. Send us an email or give us a call. Have you ever heard the one about keeping the dog? It's a motherfucking Mean Boys mailbag.
All right, this one comes to us from Josh Mang 1. Could you call Holden during the episode to just shit on his day? That'd be lovely. I don't know. That seems like a reference to something that...
Holden's one of the guys from Roundtable of Gentlemen.
Okay.
Holdenator's Ho. He's our fucking troll that we have. He's a lizard man. He's got growths on his neck. He's very funny, but you know.
I've been told Holden is comparable to Tom, in terms of just function on the show.
He's quite the madman. He speaks from the bottom of his throat. He had,
that's one of the worst places to speak from.
Yeah. He's got a band with Marcus. No one wants to call Holden. He already ruined one podcast.
Wow, this is not good news for Tom's retirement from the show. Is that he'll still will be spoken of like this?
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah,
he's my favorite person in the world. I'm marrying him off on St. Patrick's Day in Charlotte next year.
Oh, really? Are you going to be officiate the wedding?
I'm officiating his wedding, so I'll
Nice.
get to make fun of him in front of his family.
You have to get special, like lizard ordained.
This is going to be my 4th wedding. I'm ordained by the Universal Life Church,
and I'm hors d'oeuvred by the waiters.
Ooh, yums.
Man, you accessed the deep reservoir of fat guy noises for that.
Yums.
Oh, is it a chicken? Or I'll have it anyway.
Pick a meat.
How do you like officiating the wedding? Is that fun? I've always kind of thought that would be fun.
It's a blast, man. I always have a good time. You can make fun of the dude as much as you want, but never make fun of the woman. Unless they're both women, and then, you can...
And in which case,
Then
call them
game on.
dudes and make fun of them both.
Oh, man.
Have you officiated a gay wedding?
Yeah, my first one was 2 lesbians.
Get
I
out of
grew
this
up
house.
with.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome. When was this? Was it recent or?
No, this is years. That was years ago. It was during the Super Bowl in San Francisco. Nothing was gayer.
Oh wow, yeah, that is pretty gay. You wouldn't have known it was the Super Bowl. I feel like
The sun was just a gaped anus.
and they're like, the Super Bowl? You mean the guacamole? Like, what? Oh, the football contest.
Yeah.
From Stories from Roundtable House, sound like a good match for Keith's mom. How long till you two rob a Chuck E. Cheese and murder a murder of crows? Because you know that shit happens when you party naked. I don't know where you're getting at there, guy, but I like your spirit, I guess.
We get a lot of...
At least he knows what a group of crows is called.
Yeah.
I think he's just showing off.
I got this text from a friend of the show, Brian Cox. I don't know what made it happen, but for some reason I told my girlfriend about a recent episode of Mean Boys while at a fancy restaurant for date night. It fully derailed the date for 30 minutes, and there was a lot of, why would you tell me those things?
I mean, yeah, why
Hell
would
yeah.
he do that?
Yeah, he just wanted to let us know that we ruined his date.
He ruined his date.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
you
he-
keep- this is for the brain.
Yeah, that's my thought. Yeah, we do not make a talk to your girlfriend who doesn't listen about it. But like a lot of ladies listen, and we appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But, like any woman who didn't volunteer for this, don't force it on them. You know what I mean?
Well, and also, this is a show you listen to exercise these feelings before you have to be a member of a polite society.
Our show is like sexual choking. If a woman's into it, she's going to let you know. And if she doesn't, you shouldn't be the one to bring it up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a pedophile confession ring.
Yeah. You twist it 3 times to the left, and then you put the letter in.
I'm just making sure. But yeah, I was gonna pedophile confession ring, just the worst Green Lantern core that there is. It's like we couldn't get one of the red ones with like the no. Okay,
I have a membership
guess.
to the Y, and I don't even work out.
I'm not allowed to talk to Robin anymore.
I can't live near a school. All right, we got an email. Hey, Mean Boys, did any of you have any embarrassing screen names in your past?
Oh man, well, I'm trying to think of the worst one I had.
I don't remember.
I think my first one was Kung Fu Commando.
That's pretty great.
It seemed real
right.
cool at the time.
Yeah.
What I got this. What I'm doing right now is I'm in this this comedian. A bunch of comedians do a pick'em football league.
Yeah.
And I'm in it, and I was like, oh, fun. I'll make you write a name. You make up a funny pun on football.
Right.
And then no one else did it but me, and I'm so mad about it that I just stopped doing my picks.
So it's just like, Corey Lebowski, and then Ed is just like, yeah, I'm a fucking Colin Kaepernick. And everyone's going
it's
to get
very similar. It's a take my knee, please.
Oh, that's great.
And everyone else is like Jesse Pop. It's like, fuck you, Jesse.
Yeah,
Come on, what are we doing here?
Punch her half the thing.
My old one was just a Futurama restaurant. I almost said restaurant. Mine was a Futurama reference. It was Gumbercules, which is something that Hermes says.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why I picked that at all. And then I had my name, like my fake, when I would play Dragon Ball RPGs on Beyond, was Bada, B-A-D-A. I thought that was a good name for a Saiyan. So yeah, there you go. Those are my embarrassing screen names.
That sucks.
Yeah, those are pretty bad. Thank you, Mallory Crumbless, for making me remember that. Hey, Mean Boys, I want to ask a question that I think each Mean Boy can bring their own expertise to. Between Keith's sexual depravity, Connor's love of anime, and Tom's cruelty to the English language, how would each of you describe a sexual encounter you've had if it was written as an English translation of anime porn? Good luck. Keep up the good work. Mike in Minneapolis. I don't know exactly what you want me to do here.
Yeah. Like
Number one American fat man make ruined vagina.
Yeah.
Like I don't really know.
He just wants us to do Japanese accents and get in
Yeah.
trouble.
Oh, this is bad idea.
Yeah. Nice try with a fully articulated R, sir.
Oh, it is a me, Ed Larson, doing this. Number one super American Japan guy. Oh, Ed Larson, me so Japanese.
It is me, Honorable Ed Larson. After have sex, bedsheet look like napkin on top of fresh pizza.
I regret committing to this bit.
I would also like to point out that I think mine is not offensive because he sounds more like Watto from Star Wars.
We used to do. I loved. Remember Roku boxes?
Yeah.
I used to always every time I turned it on, I'm like, oh, Roku. You like HBO?
I've talked about this on the show before. My favorite thing to do is like I was on a road trip with my buddy, and I just started doing my impression of a Japanese man who is furious at stand-up comedian Hari Kondabalu.
Hari Kondabalu.
There's this old fucking Chris D'Elia bit, and it's just him as a Japanese man trying to say McDonald's. And it's the funniest shit. He's just Makododano-do-do. And he just does it for like 45 seconds, and it's just hilarious. It's just fun. I don't know. It's it's on like Lopez Tonight, you know.
The good old days 2 years ago.
Yo, Mean Boys, I've been putting off studying for an exam recently by playing shitty mobile games and listening to an old podcast, and it's finally giving me the time to really absorb it, Anyway, this led me to having to explain to my girlfriend why I was cry-laughing at the phrase girth thirst, amongst other horrific gems. Love what you guys do. Keep up the good work. Fuck everything. God is dead. Oh, I should have read that beforehand. That was just nice, but thank you. Yeah, that was a nice one. You guys, I'm incredibly curious about if the three of you would ever be willing to come to High Ridge, Missouri.
No.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I'll go to a better part of Missouri, and you can drive.
Yeah.
That's kind of generally how these things work.
Yeah, like what a weird. Will you come to the ship, my house? Come to my house.
I'll definitely go to Joplin, but I'm not going to High Ridge, Missouri.
I got 3 friends.
Yeah.
Honestly, we've booked a show on less.
You kind of got to, if you live in that middle of nowhere-ish, you kind of got to resign yourself to being fucked and driving 4 hours to see
that
things
said,
you want to see.
we're already starting to plan our tour for early next year. We're gonna get as close to wherever the hell you are as possible.
Yeah, we're gonna go back out there. We're gonna start locking dates in and just advance those way ahead of time so you guys can make plans. And yeah, we will hang out with you after. We'll make it worth the trip.
Yeah.
We always have a fun party. I'm such a big fan of your show. I first came across Keith and Connor on the roast of April O'Neil. I can't believe anyone actually watched that. And Tom on the episode titled Gorilla Vicodin. Hit me back when you can. Love you. Love you too, man.
There you go.
Yeah, stay tuned on the April O'Neil thing. By the way, there may be another porn roast brewing.
Yeah.
April O'Neil was a porn roast. It wasn't a Ninja Turtle thing.
Was it?
No, she took her name from the Ninja
Oh,
Turtles.
okay.
Yeah, we did 10-inch mutant Ninja Turtles, and they have big green
Yeah,
dicks.
we basically flew to Vegas and just made fun of a porn star while we watched her terrifying movies.
Yeah.
She's called April O'Neil.
She is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
are you not familiar?
I'm not familiar.
Oh,
no.
buddy, have yourself a time.
Yeah,
Oh, I will.
she's really cool. I'm Instagram friends.
Yeah.
You know, she's fun. She's just like, well, here's me having tits next to Fortnite. Is this what you guys want?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Red Dead Erection, I think, just came out.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're still hard at work over at the. Well, it's basically like
The
a
good people
shit-
at Wood Rocket, their business model is we bought a bunch of funny hats, and then we'll just put them on you while you get fucked.
I
And
was-
then it'll be like that TV thing you like.
I was just walking around. I was like, "Do you care if I try on the Majin Buu helmet?" And they're like, "Yeah, if you don't mind cum in your hair." And I was like, "Not really."
Again? Yeah. What do you think I condition with?
Yeah, of course I want to be Piccolo. I'm in Las Vegas at 3 p.m. There's nothing else to do.
Let's hit these voicemails.
All right, we got some voicemails here. Let's see this one.
I don't know if you know this, but I drive a 2014 Kia Optima, so you could say I'm doing pretty good for myself. But I just want to say I love the will they, won't they chemistry between Keith and Connor. And I think by season 6, they'll be married. And, you know, that's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, we're really the Ross and Rachel of podcasting.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
one of the most heartfelt and least upsetting people just going, why aren't you guys gay fucking? Like,
Yeah, we do get a lot of those. And I'm like, if they made that pill, I'd take it tomorrow.
You
But
definitely talk about how crazy your fans are, but so far they're just very nice.
yeah.
yeah, well,
Well, you're missing, they're being well behaved the one week you come in. You're missing when we've gotten voicemails about, like, here's a fun joke about when my wife had a miscarriage on a carnival ride. Like,
yeah.
the Gravitron incident.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a real one where this
Does
guy.
she go upside down on the Gravitron?
The baby went some kind of bad direction.
Yeah.
Well, you're
the
not
baby-
supposed
the
to
baby
do
went-
it.
yeah.
Well, they know that now.
I mean,
Like,
everyone knew it before.
well,
It's
not ever. Apparently,
machine.
look, 1 in, 3/9 of a person didn't know that.
How old was the baby? Did he give you that info?
What?
Was it a fresh baby?
No. It was.
Still in her, yeah.
Yeah,
How-
yeah.
The fetus. How old
Oh,
was the
I don't know, man.
I didn't really.
Details.
So weird to ask.
Look
I
at it
guess.
this way: it was far along enough that it was like a whole thing when it wasn't a baby anymore.
Well, and she didn't know she was pregnant because I don't think she'd be like, "Well, I have a life inside me. Time to put myself into a human automatic card shuffler." You know?
Oh, okay. Well, as
Whatever
long as she
Gravitron
didn't
does.
know. you know.
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. Well, we got a 2-minute one about a hurricane. If we want to listen to that.
I love hurricanes.
yeah. Let's do this one and then wrap it up.
Hey, boys, it's the buffoon from the lagoon.
This guy's a regular character.
Yeah, the goon from the lagoon.
Buffoon from the lagoon. You know, and he talks like a king of the hillside character. He's awesome.
Just wanted to give you an update. Everything's, I mean, it's nowhere near close to what it used to be by any means, but I mean, there's a lot of folks that are really rallying around, and they're, really shaping, Lynn Haven and Mexico Beach and Port St. Joe and all that around here back up. And then I don't know, it's kind of heartwarming to see the folks can rally around like this, but I mean, you still got your assholes that are trying to, buy ice for cheap outside, like where I live, and then take it over there and sell it for high prices. But we take care of them the Alligator Dave way, so to speak.
You kill them?
Well, Alligator Dave is a character that's sort of similar to this guy that appears on the podcast, and we take care of them in the Alligator Dave sort of way. Which, if you know anything about Alligator Dave's backstory, it's violent and gross.
Well, yeah, this started as like a heartwarming. Yeah, we're rallying around hurricane victims, and then it just real quick detoured to murder.
I don't think he's
you guys.
he's a buffoon from the lagoon. He's not a murderer. He's
All right, yeah. Look, we ain't telling nobody.
probably just gives him a good dressing down.
I do appreciate the support and everything that, you might have done just on chance, but, it's good looking out, fellas. And, things are, like I said, they're starting to shape up, but Man, there's one thing you can't fix, and that's panhandle activities. Just folks are assholes. But we're going to get
There's
through
one
it.
thing you can't fix, and it's panhandle activities. we go now to resident Florida expert Ed Larson. Can you confirm that you cannot, quote, fix panhandle
You
activities?
certainly can't. I remember when Katrina...
You can take the pan off the handle, but you're going to burn your hand. That's
Anytime you see a man who looks like Ed in a tracksuit, they are about to commit panhandle activities.
I remember I was living in Tallahassee during Katrina, and we were doing a big Murder Fish show at the same exact time. And all of the beer that was supposed to go to New Orleans got rerouted to Tallahassee. And so we just got fucking hammered for a month.
oh hell
They were
yeah.
selling 20 packs for $4. I remember I went and whoa!
Oh shit.
The fuck was that?
That was
my-
the
my
fucking
phone.
karma police coming to kill me.
Yeah, that was
Oh shit! New Orleans is at the door. They want all their beer back.
that was God going. Watch it. All right, guys.
I was fine with pedophile confession hour, but
I was with you on the Bat Kid stuff. I hate that guy.
but stealing beer from hurricane victims.
Steering beer from New Orleans? What are you, the devil? Sounds like his work.
They also have a lot of in Sopchoppy, Florida, that got hit real hard with the hurricane. I was thinking about them.
That's another fun thing to say as a Japanese man.
Sopchoppy,
Supper
Florida.
Chippy.
Subchoppy, Florida.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
You're right. But they have a worm grunting festival there. where
Uh-huh.
They basically
What could that possibly mean?
They put these tubes into the ground, and they just go into the tube, and then and then worms come out of the ground because they're scared, and then they kill them.
Oh, my God.
Oh my god! Is this town? Every resident of Sopchoppy, Florida, is Shrek. Population 20,000 Shreks.
Well, this is now reminding me of the Patchy Patchy Clappy product that Jessica and I
What is this?
became obsessed with a few years ago. This is a Japanese product.
This is one of the more Japanese things I've ever seen, but I still don't know what the item is.
Yeah, it's a little thing you hold in your hand and you pull the trigger and he claps.
I feel like you could just clap.
Nah, but this guy does it for you.
Man, I know they come in every color and it's just a practicality thing, but that black one is a bummer.
The black one looks like Jinx from Pokemon. Like, that's a little racist.
Yeah. I mean, they all somehow look racist, but the black one's the only one you can put your finger
Well,
on.
it's got like a multicultural, every different color of Patchy Patchy Clappy message, but
It's like two sets of murdering labias.
yeah.
Jesus
Anyway,
Christ.
back to this guy's hurricane.
Oh man, they had the red tide there. You hear about this?
No.
The red tide in Florida, like all this
Sport
crazy
that way,
algae
man.
killing
Like,
all the fish.
Right.
And when the hurricane came through, it lifted up the red tide out of the water and then
Oh, shit.
sprayed it all over the land. So all the fresh water got the red tide, and then the red tide hit the ground, and it was like fucking tear gas. They said,
Holy
And
shit.
so
Just rained death?
it basically rained death on this guy's
Jesus.
town. So give them. They got to run some people out of town. It's gonna happen.
No, that's fair. Yeah, no, Alligator Dave justice holds sway, man.
Yeah, let's just go. Ed's Cliff Notes here. You can hit a go with a hammer, and
Yeah.
sometimes martial law is appropriate in Florida. These are just things he believes. And I can't find him on it. I'm no expert.
Brandon martial law.
All right, here we go. Let's finish this up.
No. Shift your support that way, man. Like, we're tougher than fucking, shit. Tougher than my mama's tits over here, so we're okay. We're gonna get through it, but man, those folks are definitely gonna need help now. And, I mean, it might be beyond my reach to get out there, but I'm gonna try it. Do what I can from over here. Hopefully one of these motherfuckers never gets near you, because this shit sucks, man. Like, it really brings out the best and worst in folks, and I'd really just rather deal with assholes. Alright, fellas. Hope y'all have a good one. Tom, look Keith right in the eye and tell him you're never gonna cage me. Be easy, fellas. Bye.
All right, well, I'm putting Tom in a cage. Thank you for keeping checking in and, I don't know, handling shit during the Mad Max Hurricane.
We tease you, but your altruism really is very inspiring.
Yeah,
It's,
I mean, I feel bad because I don't really know if you
I don't
tell
know what
us
to do,
If
yeah.
you tell us who we can tell people to give money to that will help your specific situation.
Fuck that, we got the fires.
What's up?
This ain't their first hurricane.
All right, well, Ed is going to fly to whatever the swamp you're dying in and take your wallets, but...
Yeah, well, I just got a couple new reports on hurricane justice, and apparently fire covers rocks, so I don't know what to tell you guys.
Dude, we'll hit you up. Send us a link to somewhere we can tell people to put money, and we'll put it in the show notes and shit.
I had a crisis of morality because of the fires. I'm driving back from my gig at UC Santa Barbara, and I get rerouted around them, so I'm taking like service streets and there's a little detour, and I drive past this one intersection where I see there's very clearly a shitload of bottled waters and Gatorade left out for firefighters and people like fleeing their homes.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, they got every color of Gatorade. They got light blue, they got green, they got red.
They got that weird cucumber one.
They got all your favorites, all right? And it's cold out, so they're a nice, like just below room temperature, crisp and cold. And I'm like, they're not going to miss one Gator. And I was like, you can't take the firefighters' Gatorade.
You took it, and we both know you took it.
I didn't take it. There was an Arco down the street. I just bought one. But I did have to tell everyone so I could feel good about myself. So that's my compromise.
You saw the fireman's Gatorade, and you decided not to steal it.
That's the kindest thing Connor did this month is not rob a fireman.
Yeah. I felt pretty good about that. Well, Ed Larson, thank you for joining us on the show. Tell us what what you're working on, where people can check out all your shit. I have a sneaking suspicion you'll be a big hit with the Mean Boys listening audience.
Oh, man, thank you. It was so much fun being here. I love this show.
As soon as we started hanging out more and working together, I was like, Ed has got to come on the show. He's going to be phenomenal. So we really appreciate you
This
taking
is
the time.
just like our old show, Roundtable of Gentlemen, which is still up. Please go listen to it if you haven't listened to it.
Yeah.
You guys are beautiful. I love this. And listen to The Brighter Side. It's a show that Keith will be on soon.
Yeah.
Apparently. And Nicole Buchanan will be on it. It's a show I host with Amber Nelson.
Oh, cool.
Amber's great. We want to get her on here, actually.
Yeah, we've been hosting this for years. So
nice.
Yeah,
you
you'll see her
work
later
on Thick
today.
Skin with Jeff too, right?
Thick Skin with Jeff Ross.
It's
You can always listen to that, and then historical roasts, bumping mics, anything Jeff Ross. I am involved somehow, and go and Murder Fist videos. Those things are timeless.
Oh yeah, those are fucking.
I posted
great.
one of those on Facebook when I plugged that you were coming on. If you guys have never watched Murder Fist, go watch The Doll Maker by Murder Fist. It's one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen. in my life.
We'll tweet it with the episode when it comes out.
Absolutely.
People should definitely check that out.
That sounds great, man.
Watch historical roast next year. We'll try to closer to when it comes out. We'll try to get as many of the writers together to talk shit about it.
That'll be great. Then we can actually talk about it.
Exactly. Yeah. We've been like skirting around what we can and can't say. But.
Yeah.
We did not roast Grover Cleveland.
Sadly.
Yes. Season 2. All right.
You don't even know. I used to have a 4-minute bit about Grover Cleveland that Orange County Comics make me do.
It's my favorite bit.
The road gigs. All right, gang. Fucking coming up, headlining the Crow's Nest in Santa Cruz on the 25th of November. Bringing Tom and Nicole with me. That'll be fun. Back at the Madhouse, November 27th. And I have some kind of kooky gig in Oceanside December 1st. So there's a lot of opportunities to watch me half-assed show in San Diego. The 15th, I'm back at the Madhouse again. The 21st, I'm headlining the Rec Room in Huntington Beach with Keith. The 27th through the 29th, that's when I'm at the Windsor Comedy Festival in Canada. I forget what part of Canada that's in, but you guys got Google, and I'll be plugging it.
Windsor.
And Laughs Unlimited in Sacramento the first weekend of January next year. So come see your boy.
Yeah, November 27th, all three Mean Boys will be doing stand-up at the Good Bar in San Diego. December 2nd through 8th is going to be Snark Week. And then I've got some other stuff later in December, but I'll plug that closer to it.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Fuck everything. God is dead.
Crazy.